Hello friends, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365, and with Avengers Endgame just weeks away, I'm going to give you my top 5 movies of the MCU that you should be watching to catch up. If you're new to the channel, please hit that like button for me, hit that bell notification. I put out videos every single day. You can also find me over Twitter and Instagram at Movie Guy 365. Yes, Avengers Endgame is almost here, just over 2 weeks from this recording. Look, there's over 20 some movies in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and a lot of us don't have time to sit and watch every single one. And if you're somewhat new to wondering what all the hype's about, and you kind of know about things, and you kind of want to get a brief, history course of what's happening in the Marvel Universe, I'm going to give you 5 movies. I think that's very doable in the 2+ weeks, or just, I feel that are primer movies to get you ready for Avengers Endgame. These are not a favorite list. This isn't a favorite. Like, these are, a lot of them are my favorite, but, just something to hey, I want to watch Endgame. I want to, get in on the hype. So what should I be watching before I go to the theater? So I'm going to give you what I feel are the essentials and a little bit of a reason why. So the first one is going to be, obviously, I think, Avengers, the original Avengers. We're given a lot of setup. We're given brief little, intros to our main characters of, heroes of the team. We're given a lot of backstory. And, in what will become important later, we're given an Infinity Stone, so there is a lot going on in this movie. It is the team up. You start to see that dynamic right away. While their solo films are great, I didn't feel it was necessarily include those in this list for the most part because, I don't think, for 5 movies, you kind of have to whittle it down. So, plus, obviously we got our first introduction into Thanos, obviously into that. So, Avengers, I feel, is is the first movie you should be watching on your little binge watch to get it into an Endgame. 100% you need to see this one. I think, going without it is just, I don't think it's wise, obviously. So the next one I would recommend would be Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1. The Guardians themselves, a lot of the characters are essential to what's happening in, the Infinity War / Endgame saga. So you need to meet these characters because they don't appear anywhere else. So and since they are part of the saga, you have to kind of get to know them. Plus there's another Infinity Stone and it's a pretty big, MacGuffin in the movie. It's a great film, by the way. It's, just a lot going on, smart writing, music, direction, cast, just everything works in this film. They're a lot of fun. So definitely check out Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1. My next recommendation is probably going to be the one that causes a little bit of, why'd you include that one? And I'll give you my exact reasons why you include it. And that is the second Avengers, Age of Ultron. This movie gets a little bit of, I don't want to say hate, but it gets looked down upon. But there's a lot going forward for what we need to know in the Infinity War / Endgame saga. We have new characters. We have, the Scarlet Witch, Vision are essential characters for these movies. They play a huge part. Obviously, we get another Infinity Stone, so there is a lot to move that mythology along. And also we get the beginning of which will lead into my next movie. And in a way, some way, it's a little bit of a 2-parter in itself. True fans could really understand what I'm talking about. But, I feel Age of Ultron has enough that we need to, it's just enough to, hey, you need to know this information. And, Hawkeye and just, there's a lot here. You definitely should not skip Avengers Age of Ultron. I personally really enjoy the movie. I think it has a couple issues, which if you're watching my Avengers Endgame countdown videos, I kind of go over in the Age of Ultron one. I'll go ahead and link that playlist at the end of this video. But yeah, Avengers Age of Ultron, you absolutely need to see this one. I feel it's essential. You need to get into it. I think you would do yourself a favor. My next one is, this one is probably, I feel, has less to do with the overall saga, but in a way it doesn't, and I'll explain why. And that is Captain America's Civil War. Yes, it doesn't really overall play into the Infinity Saga. It doesn't really, but in an important way it does. and that is it fractures the team. The end result of, plus we get the first appearance of Black Panther, Spider-Man. So yes, they are essential characters moving forward. But we also get that what is a driving force into the next movie on the list, the last movie, and it's just the team is broken in this point. And it stays that way for a considerable amount of time. So while yes, it does not move that needle along as far as the cosmic, cinematic part of the Marvel Universe, it does give you great characterization that sets the table for what we're getting. I feel it's necessary. Honestly, like this one was a no-brainer to me. So, and the final movie, and this really should go without saying, but if you're going to see Avengers Endgame, you kind of need to see Avengers Infinity War. As I mentioned, the team starts out, they're fractured. They're all over the place. Everybody's gone on separate ways. There's a splinter team. Technically they refer to it as two teams, but you never really see both teams in action. You only really see Captain America's side. Tony apparently has Vision and, War Machine, but they don't really expand beyond that. But yeah, so it sets the stage from what happened in Civil War, team splintered, and you have to see it. It's Thanos. He's gathering the Infinity Stones. It's essentially a Thanos quest from the comic books. Yes, the stone recipients are all different in this case, but you have to see. This isn't a thing, I'll just go into Endgame, and they might recap it. They might. Obviously, the movie's not out yet, so you don't know what's going to happen, but you need to really watch it. It is a fantastic movie. It is the first part of this quote-unquote two-part movie. Yeah, come on. Thanos, the Infinity Stones, the Infinity Gauntlet, all the characters coming together. It is a fantastic film. I love it, honestly. But yeah, so those are my top 5. If you don't have the time to watch all 20 plus movies in the Marvel Universe, these are the 5 you really need to watch in order to, I would say, be prepared. Yeah, there's going to be a few gaps here and there, but I try to keep it to 5 to, keep things contained a little bit. But I recommend those 5. So to go over again, Avengers, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1, Avengers Age of Ultron, Captain America Civil War, and Infinity War. You have to go see those. You have to see those to know what's going on. And have fun. This is going to be a great movie. It's an event. We don't get event movies too often. So, it'd be cool to brush up on it. So, in the meantime, please leave your comments below. What is your personal list that you would say is essential watching into the Marvel Cinematic Universe and to Avengers Endgame? Let me know in the comments. In the meantime, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification, put out videos daily. So until next time, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365. I will see you at the movies.